West. Welcome to this session now. And thank you for joining on a bleak day. Uh, Let me just click that I'm okay with continuing the recording. So on the screen over here, I just want to point out as we start, we have Sophia Lee Ferry, who's the graduate advisor, and she normally joins us for these sessions, but she could not join today. At the end, I'll bring up again her email address. You have my email address. If there's any questions, you're welcome to email me anytime, and I'm happy to answer any questions either now or offline. And Sophia Lee Ferry is a graduate advisor who works very closely with me in the MS Next program. She's a good person to know. So I have a bunch of slides. Some are quicker, some are not so quick. Let's go through them. And if I speak quickly, it's because I don't want to spend double the time. So I'm a little fast. The idea is to kind of point out these things, and then if we need to have a conversation later on, let's do. Okay, so with that in mind, let me begin and show you that our MS in taxation, essentially, it's unlock your potential, MS tax at FDU. See, it's a quick slide. Next one is another quick slide which shows you a key. This is the key that represents the key to tax career, getting an MS in taxation at Fairleigh Dickinson. I will show you a quick video in terms of MS programs at FDU, which also includes the MS in tax. It's about less than a minute. So let me get it started.
Has your career plateaued? It's time. It's time. It's time to earn your specialized master's at Fairleigh Dickinson University. It's time to increase your potential, enhance your skills, build your confidence, learn with purpose.
It's time.
Enhance your career through one of our graduate program options, a Master of Science in Accounting or Taxation, a fully online digital marketing degree, or the 16-month supply chain management program.
It's time.
It's time to apply now.
Okay, next. So let me just tell you very quickly, we have various accreditation ranking. The key one, the main one is AACSB International. Less than 5% of business schools worldwide hold this designation, and it's something we're proud of, and we've had it for a number of years. Princeton reviews a whole bunch of business school, and there's no specific ranking. We've made it to the list for the past bunch of years as well. US World News ranked us 56 in the regional universities north, and I'll show you very quickly. That has changed, we moved up. Ed University is another one of these agencies which has ranked the MS in Accounting program 20th in North America by Ed Universal. We got 4-star rating, which puts us in the same class with other schools such as Columbia, Wharton, Texas, and Virginia. Okay. Recently, US News and World Report ranking put us in the top 50 in North region of the country for the first time in many years. Also, we are ranked number 16 among best value colleges in those rankings, and best college for your money by Money Magazine. Let's move on. So the next 3 slides I'm going to spend some time on. These are the critical slides, which basically I had it as 10 great reasons to join the MS Tax program, and because of discussion with others and things came up, I increased it to 12, just pointing out things about our MS in Tax program. So the first one is the key one. It's the most critical one, which is now since fall of this semester, we are 100% remote online. All along, we used to be live face-to-face. What does that mean? It means it's convenient, it's accessible for working professionals. You don't have to come to campus anymore. You could be working and joining the classes and be at home, be at work, and so forth. It's a nice, wonderful development. Next, another thing which has to do with affordability is next. So you see, tuition has been reduced substantially by over 25%, approaching 26%. So the credit rate now, as it has been reduced, is $9.90 per credit. And this essentially is because of the various challenges that individuals are confronting these days with the virus and otherwise. Just to let you know, it was $1,347. So you see, it's a low number now. Still, people say, oh, it's a big, it's a big number, but it's much more affordable, much more competitive with other schools. And so at this rate, if you only take the 30 credits in MS Tax, no prereq, technically you can earn a degree for less than $30,000. And $30,000 is the greatest investment you can make in yourself in education, and the return on investment could be tremendous over the years. It'll take you places you would not imagine with an MS in Tax without it. Everybody who finishes our program thinks and says very great things about the program in terms of where it's taken them and the education they had. Number three, it's flexible, it's part-time program, it's not cohort-based, you're not coming in, let's say in the fall and have to finish and be in lockstep with everybody else. You go at your own pace. You could take one class a semester and another next semester. You could take two a semester, assuming they're available. You could take a summer class if available. You may skip. If you need to go on maternity leave, you could. And so there's flexibility. Number four is the program was designed to meet the educational needs of tax professionals. I'll have another slide on that. So it provides both practical knowledge and technical experience. In number five, you see that it benefits both entry-level and experienced professionals. And so we have students who are entry-level, perhaps just finishing in BS in accounting or being out 1 year. And then we have experienced professionals who are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years working for accounting firms, wanted to come back and get the MS in tax. So we said, what is it best suited for? It's practicing accounting in accounting firms. Financial planners oftentimes wind up in the program. Recent accounting graduates, every once in a while you get an attorney who wants to learn more about tax. And also for non-accountants who wish to enter the field of taxation. Yeah. Now, I see somebody looking to join, so as soon as they join, I'm going to say that at the end of the session, it's being recorded and it will be shared by an email to everybody who's on this session. And so if I'm speaking fast, you could hear about this, you could share it with others who might be interested, and you'll have the slides as well. Then, continuing with the 12 great reasons, and this is terrific. A lot of people are asking about this. The GMAT can be waived and is waived for many different situations. If you're a CPA, if you're an enrolled agent, if you're a CMA, certified management accountant, and you have a CFP, a JD, you have an MBA from an accredited institution, or something relatively new based on substantial work experience, which is related, relevant in the area of tax, and not just tax, accounting, or financial planning. Number 7 is another something that people are concerned about, which is tax season. What about tax season when you're working crazy hours? So our classes slow down during the peak of tax season. So in the crunch time, 3 or 4 weeks or thereabouts, when people are just frantic with tax season, we don't hold classes, and that's something that people like. Some classes are held in summer and occasionally on Saturdays. Now, the bullet point in number 7, I got to tell you this, that we're not just planning. We will have a class this winter semester, which is one class tax procedure. It runs December through January, and it's wonderful for tax professional people who are thinking about the program because it's not during the height of tax season. So it's a great class. It's tax procedure, which is a required class. And we have somebody teaching who's taught for us before. This person works for a top-notch law firm, the best in New Jersey, Ricardo in English. He's a tax controversy attorney. He was a clerk with a tax court for about 2 years, drafted 60 tax court opinions. He was working with the IRS as an IRS attorney, was at Price Waterhouse. He's also a writer, prolific writer, and a speaker. So somebody terrific to have as a first class. Number 8 tells you about the faculty. We have faculty with outstanding credentials and strong professional backgrounds. Most of us, just about all of us, have an LLM in taxation plus a CPA. Full-time faculty have been around for a long time, so they are in the program for many, many years. They've been teaching tax classes. Moving to number 9, we've been offering, and again, it depends on the timing and the desire of students. We've been offering certain important electives. Some students are interested in income taxation, income tax for accounting, the ACS 740. We have international tax. We have S corporation we offer once in a while. Once in a while, we'll offer financial products for some people in accounting firms that specialize in this, and it could be others. Jobs. Jobs are, most of our students, just about all of them, are already working full-time at accounting firms and corporate tax departments, but if not, students wind up in the program with jobs because when they look for jobs, most of the time ads are saying you either have an MS in tax or you're working towards getting an MS in tax, and jobs come up from existing students and otherwise, so you make connections and network, and so jobs are plentiful in the area of tax. People in the program are eligible for CPE for CPAs and also CFP for CFP people. And so that's nice to have. And finally, fully accredited by ACSB International. So I had a slide on that. Let me show you another testimonial from one of our students who finished, and let me get this going. He's actually a CFP at a high level. He also have a CFA. He decided to come back and get his MS in taxation. So let me get it going.
Currently, I'm a financial planner in the Wealth Advice and Planning Group at BNY Mellon. I'd like to become a wealth strategist, and I do feel that obtaining the MS in tax at FDU will help me in that role because it will prepare me for the CPA exam, which, along with my other credentials, will provide credibility in the work that I do for my clients. You know, you would think that someone with my experience and for the number of years that I've been working, that it would be a cakewalk, and it certainly has not been that. The professors are forcing you to go back and learn the tax code from scratch, and I think that's just a tremendous benefit for me and something that I'm able to impart to my clients in my day-to-day. Going to work, going to school means it's a lot of time away from home, but I wanted a program that would challenge and something that would not disrupt my life entirely. And FDU fits the bill.
Terrific. One correction, he's not a CPA yet. He's working on his CFA in the heading, just to let you know. Let me move on and get to the next slide. People are concerned about jobs, and as I just mentioned to you, our students are employed at the Big Four, all of them across mid-sized firms. You see the listing there. Also, many smaller firms at the IRS and tax and corporate tax departments. There was an article not too long ago in the Barron's, which talks about the number job in America with the best career opportunity, pays $112,000, and in Barron's, and it's not in a tech field. So what is it? It's in a tax area. When you get this slide sent to you, you could click on this and you can read about this. Just gonna throw it in there. Moving on, the AICPA every 2 years comes out with a trends report, trend and supply, to talk about the profession, accounting, tax, audit, and you could see in there that 47% of assignments in the area of AICPA in the field of accounting are in audit. And you see the second one is tax. Tax is not going away. And then you say, oh, what about forensic accounting? What about this and that? You see over here, other areas are very small, minuscule. Personal financial planning is 0.01. Financial forensic is 0.3. So tax has the lion's share. And you could see in the next slide, also from the AICPA trend report, the line in the middle is tax, and tax is holding steady. The top line is the audit line, and then all other areas are 12%. Okay, so again, tax is a good field. It's not going away. Degree requirements, and in fact, it's increasing because the tax laws are getting more complex. With a change in guards potentially coming up the election, again, depending who winds up in the White House, again, you might see some other tax changes. So tax people are always employed. Degree requirements, just very quickly, because we give you more information. We could talk about this on the website. It's 30 credits of tax, nothing but tax. And some people may need to have some prospect, depending on your background, may need some additional prereqs in order to be in the program, and those can be taken concurrently. It's not an issue for accountants, I'll tell you in a second, which is the 30 credits are made up of 7 required core classes, 21 credits, and then the remaining 9 credits is electives. That gives you the 30 in the program itself. The classes, there's no specific order for the classes. You could take them anytime you want, as long as there are no prereqs in the MS tax. Some classes have prereqs, and so you have to satisfy them. But the point is, you can just more or less pick and choose. And to graduate, you need 3.0 GPA or better. And that's not in any one class. It's just across the board. If you don't do well in one class, you got to make it up in another class. And so the 5 prereqs are listed over here. And that's what I'm telling you. If you're an accounting background, it's not an issue because basically you have financial accounting in your background. You have some individual tax, business law, and some finance. The issues sometimes come with entity taxation. Some students have it coming in, some do not. And almost 50% of students do not. So often it's a prereq that is needed by students to be taken early on. So you see, that's why I indicate over here someplace that It's not an issue for accountants and CPAs. They've had it. The prereqs, if need be, they can be taken concurrently. So you don't have to finish them and be in the MS Tax program. You could join, and if for some reason, if you're missing something, you could take it at some point in time relatively early on. The 7 required courses are listed over here. I'm not going to rattle them down one by one. I'll stick to this just for a few seconds. Again, you'll have the slides. You note that number 7 is Tax Research Project, which is an important class that teaches you how to research, which is very key in the area of taxation. So moving on, you got 3 electives. And so we have a whole bunch of electives over here. You select 3 of them, and sometimes we add some others, potentially, depending on the number of students and the sentiments of the students asking for maybe a particular class. If we cobble enough students that are interested in the class, we could offer it. The program is a specialized focus in taxation. So we're not an MBA with a concentration in tax. Some schools are like that. We are 10 tax courses, which are nothing but tax, and 3 are electives. Every student's in the program. When you sign up into the program, you get a free RIA account, which is a tax database research while in the program, and you could use it for classes. You could use it for learning and learning more on how to do research. The emphasis in our program is on technical competence in a practical type of application context. So you learn current tax law as laws are changing, and you wind up learning research and planning. You got exposure to all sorts of area of taxation, and you've seen the courses. So partnership for sure, corporate for sure, procedure for sure, international is elective, tax accounting, trust estates, and other area. The point is you get a lot of exposure to tax. The area of taxation is a lifelong learning. So, as some of you may know, if you're in tax, working for a accounting firm, or if you wind up in tax, it's a lifelong process. The courses are not only the basics, but they also involve advanced subject area and procedural area. And we equip you with the knowledge and skills which are critical for success in the business world, business environment, and hopefully in the global business environment as well. Again, I speak fast because I want to get you through. Some of you are lunch hour, and so I want to kind of not take too much time. GMAT is waived, and you have specifics over here. All these credentials I mentioned to you before, or by work experience, or by cumulative GPA. So essentially, these days, many students, if not most, are coming in based on a GMAT waiver. Okay, financing education. This is how to finance. Obviously, you can pay for yourself, or you can have corporate or accounting firm reimbursement, which hopefully most students are able to get if they're working someplace, the payment plan, the student loans, and then every once in a while, somebody may ask, can I wind up with a graduate assistantship? If available, yes. And there could be, I guess, it's up to you to find maybe some private scholarship. So the next steps in terms of the application process, application is online. It used to be manual, relatively easy. The application fee is waived, and you see a code for the waiver. It's good till 12/30/2020. You submit official transcript from all previously attended university for your undergrad. If you're overseas, you give us a translation of your grades from overseas school. You submit a resume, and you submit either GMAT GRE score, and for most people it's waived. So you got to show some evidence that you qualify for waivers, something. If you're CPA, you take a shot of your CPA, send us CFP, enrolled agent, and so forth. So here are some, and you'll have this again in the material sent to you, which is, contact for graduate admissions, whether domestic or international. You have financial aid, you can have academic advising. I mentioned to Sophia Lee Ferry and myself. You got the emails. And I think with that in mind, I'm finished with this slide presentation. I wonder how long it took me. About 21 minutes. And
21
so
minutes.
thereabouts, and I didn't want to make it 30, 40 minutes. So again, I know I spoke fast. If you need me to repeat something, by all means. And I open it up to questions or anything that you might wish to know about, whether now or one-on-one. We're happy to speak with you.
So let me just jump in here, Ron, and let everyone know that you're more than welcome to post your question in the chat, and I will read it out loud to Ron, or you may just unmute yourself and ask your question directly. So we'll leave it open for a few minutes, and go ahead and unmute yourself if you do. No one has any questions?
If you have any questions about how classes are conducted or the sequencing or the timing or anything like that, by all means, throw it in the chat box. Or not. It's up to you. And again, if you feel more comfortable emailing one-on-one and following up, whether by Zoom or phone call or by email, just let us know. We're happy to help you in any way we can. Keep in mind that again, if you want to jump in on this, and this is unique for this year because of the virus, we're
Ron,
having a
someone
winter.
has asked a question. How long is the program?
And it's a very good question. So most of our students are professional, they have family, they have social obligation. Otherwise, they only take one class a semester. So if you wind up taking 3 classes a year, pretty much you're talking about 9 classes, bring you to 27. So figure 3.5 years, 3 years. Nothing says you cannot take more classes. So if you are inclined to push yourself and it's available, there's 2 classes a semester that you might want to take, you could, assuming again, that the prereqs and everything lines up. So this summer we offered 2 classes, and actually a lot of people took 2 classes because there was a discounted price for the virus. So it's kind of in your hands, but essentially most of our students, life goes on, they're working, and this just becomes part of the routine. And before too long, it sounds like a long time, but once you get on track and you're in a program, it's just part of what you do, and you sign up for a class and you weave it into your life. So figure about 3 to 3.5 years, realistically speaking.
Okay, Ron, I have another question. If we have a basic tax experience, then is there any change in terms of the degree and the cost of the degree?
If you have basic tax experience, I think what you're kind of aiming at is are any classes waived. So within MS tax program, no, they're not waived. It's 30 credits. But and then the question becomes, what about the prereqs? And that's where we would have to look at your background experience and transcripts, because the prereqs involve one individual tax class and one entity tax. And if you pass the CPA exam, depending on your background and profile, and you work a couple of years, you do individual tax, we might say no, individual tax can be waived. So we got to look at it. So do we have to pay full price for winter semester? It's a good question, and they came out with a break for winter semester for grad students. So there is a reduction of $100 per credit for the winter semester. So figure instead of $9.90, it's $8.90 per credit.
And the courses during the winter, spring, or during the winter session, how many credits are there?
We only have one class,
Okay.
which is the procedure class. It's a core class, and so one class only, 3 credits. That's it. Only one class.
So less than $2,500 basically for a winter course, to help answer that question. Any other questions?
I see another one, which is at FDU. Is there a short semester? And so let me say this to you. The summer semester is shorter. So normally our semesters are 15 weeks, the fall and spring. Our Saturday sessions could be short. It could be 10 sessions, Saturday, daytime. 10 sessions, they're roughly almost 4 hours. It's a pretty long, it's a bit of a stretch each session. You don't want to make them any longer than that. The summer sessions are shorter. Instead of 15, there are 12. And so there is some time in the summer, I believe towards the end, for people who want to kind of fit in some time off for vacation.
Okay, we're still open for questions. Again, however comfortable you are, you may chat them to us, or you can unmute yourself and just jump in and ask.
That sounds correct. 890 times 3. I will also say this to you that as a new program online, we are encouraging the professors to record their sessions. This is not so you don't show up. When I record my sessions and I teach financial planning, everybody shows up. I take attendance and I want them to show up. I record the session. And again, they don't wind up on YouTube or someplace for the public. It's really academic. So if you have a bad day at work, you have a headache, or the professor spoke too fast and you want to go back and review, that's the nice thing about Zoom recording, that it's available for release. And so that's helpful. And again, you kind of want that when 2020 now, and with all the tech and all the stuff out there, you'd like to be able to have this to view it again later on, whether you want to study or maybe for an exam. So last time when I did this last time, I spoke more about class and how classes are conducted, and I cut back now because I'm not sure that I necessarily should, or anybody has any questions about that.
Yes, to answer your question, the recording will be sent to everyone. It takes about 24 hours for the recording to appear in our files, and therefore likely tomorrow, everyone who is in attendance today will receive a follow-up email from us with Ron's presentation and a recording of this video, of this info session.
You'll have it all.
You will have it all.
You'll have it all. And I suppose if you know anybody, maybe it's possible they could share it with anybody who might be interested.
Sure.
And you're more
They're
than welcome.
absolutely able to forward it on.
So you're more than welcome to. If you have any colleagues or anybody else who might benefit and wants to reach out to us, by all means.
Okay, so it is 12:31, and we're happy to stay on and give you more questions, or give us more questions. We'll give you more answers. Still open. If not, we can start to wrap up. Okay, so I'm going to thank everyone for attending. Also give Ron's email address. I will put it in the chat so that you have it. It will be in the presentation as well. Yes, I'm not sure who Galaxy A20 is, but you are more than welcome to reach out to Professor Ron West.
Please do.
This is his email address. It's very simple. It's west@fdu.edu. It is in the chat. And Professor Ron, I believe you will be teaching a class this evening. However, you are available up until that time. Is that correct?
Absolutely. And if for some reason you're too busy today, tomorrow, Friday, anytime, always available.
Okay, great. So then let's start to wrap it up. Give you another 5-10 seconds. Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And again, if you have any more questions, please reach out to Ron. And you will be receiving a email from, probably it'll come from Sophia Lee Ferry, who is the graduate advisor. And if you don't see it in your inbox tomorrow, please do reach out to Professor West, and we will make sure to get it out to you.
Thank you so much. Stay well and stay safe.
Okay, thank you.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.